Hey guys, I wanted to invite you again to the workshop that I will be hosting on Saturday, May 6th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We are going to be essentially doing a fourth step inventory on the God of our understanding so that we can more beautifully and fully and completely and willingly take step 3, turning our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understand Him, because He is someone we can trust and someone we can surrender our will and our life to and want to. And the reason for this is really the hinge point of a full recovery. And so if you are someone who is not experiencing the fullness of the promises in the program, if the bedevilments are running rampant in your life, this workshop is for you. And this comes from a place of needing this myself, of walking this journey, and of wanting to share it with all of you. So I hope to see you there. Hey guys, my name is Nora Franch, and welcome to the podcast Grateful Blessed Mess, daily reflections for those in the 12 steps. I am a fellow 12-stepper and certified mindset coach, and I am here to introduce you to the value of mindset coaching in your 12-step journey. So if you feel like you are stuck in the steps, if you're slipping and sliding with your abstinence, mindset coaching may help you as it did me, and you can find me at CatholicMindsetCoaching.com. These episodes are meant to invite you in to consider the truths of 12-step wisdom and to join in the very real struggle of living them in action. I hope that it feels almost like a mini meeting, and I invite you to contribute your own share on the Grateful Blessed Mess Facebook group to keep the discussion going. My comments are based on my own experience, so feel free to take what you like and leave the rest. But my hope is to encourage you on your own daily 12-step journey. As they say, you cannot stay clean on yesterday's shower. So without further ado, let's begin. Hey friends, we are reading from Daily Reflections, page 203, the reading for July 13th, titled Humility is a Gift. As long as we placed self-reliance first, a genuine reliance upon a higher power was out of the question. That basic ingredient of all humility, a desire to seek and do God's will, was missing. That is from the AA 12 and 12, page 72. When I first came to AA, I wanted to find some of the elusive quality called humility. I didn't realize I was looking for humility because I thought it would help me get what I wanted, and that I would do anything for others if I thought God would somehow reward me for it. I try to remember now that the people I meet in the course of my day are as close to God as I am ever going to get while on this earth. I need to pray for knowledge of God's will today and see how my experience with hope and pain can help other people. If I can do that, I don't need to search for humility. It has found me. That makes me want to cry a little bit. I love it. Okay. So I don't need to search for humility. If I do those things, it has found me. I love how this person can acknowledge how they were even seeking humility for self-seeking purposes. You know, like we have the ability to kind of twist anything around and make it about us. You know, I want humility so that I can be out of this pain that I'm in, you know, self-serving humility. There's no such thing. I- there's a couple things here. So self-reliance, we read in the big book how, you know, it was like a problem of self that's led to our disease, our addiction. And it takes 1,000 different forms of self-seeking, self-fulfilling, self-centered selfishness that happens. And it sounds kind of, you know, harsh, I suppose. But we need to know this because we don't know that we're doing it. We don't know that we're making everything about us. We don't know that our first instinct is to protect ourselves instead of to see how you can love in this moment. We just don't know it. We grew into this, and it is so natural that we don't know that we're doing something kind of funny or something unhelpful or something off color or off putting. Basically anything that keeps us in our disease. And that's why sometimes the words of program, I think, can feel a little bit harsh. Or sometimes if you're like me, you'd be like, oh, that's not me. And then like 3 years later, you're like, oh, yes, that is me. That was me. That is me right now. And sometimes it takes a little while, and that's fine. That's why we have to keep coming back. That's why this is, a lifelong process, because it takes, I think, that amount of time to do the work that your higher power is calling you to do in order to live your life well. And it's also why a sponsor is so helpful, because they can get a little bit more perspective. And you build such a relationship of trust with your sponsor and like goodwill toward each other, that they have the ability, the capacity, the authority, the love for you to be able to call you out on certain things that you can't see as well. Back to the reading. So this line really stuck out to me. I didn't realize I was looking for humility because I thought it would help me get what I wanted, and that I would do anything for others. This is the one. That I would do anything for others if I thought God would somehow reward me for it. And this is something that's been coming up for me. I was just journaling on it yesterday. This idea that if I do something well, then life will go well. Or if I slack off, then I'm going to get punished. Okay, so it had to do with just like a work thing. And, have you ever been that kind of person who's like, well, I deserved it. I, didn't do XYZ. So I deserve this bad thing. And if you're not this kind of person, you just don't get it, and that's okay. If you are, try to listen for yourself doing it, because I caught it yesterday. Like, I'm the kind of person who's like, well, I'm like, something good happens, and like after the first initial second of joy, it's like, when's it going to stop? When's it going to change? When am I going to lose this good thing? Or the follow-up thought I had yesterday was, I haven't done enough work to deserve this good thing. And I caught it, and it was really interesting because I was able to journal on it and like take it to God, my higher power, who I call God. I was able to take it to him and be like, hey, I caught this thought. What do you think? What do you think about this thought that I'm having? Because it doesn't feel so good, and it's not creating good in my life. And so I was able to start to challenge it. And what came from that journaling was the reminder that, and we've talked about this in a previous podcast, but that I am not the good I do. The good I do is evidence of God in me. And I'm not the evil I do. We live in a fallen world. we have this inclination just to do what is easy. In the big book, it says we looked for an easier, softer way. We just have this tendency to be drawn to that. It's almost like, I feel like it's on a biological level, like our body always looks for the most energy efficient way of doing something. And I think then it becomes this spiritual thing, because it's like we're just looking for the easiest way to get to an end goal, but that is not the best thing for us most of the time on a whole person level, like spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. It's just not the best thing for us to forego the hard thing to just get something done. And we end up paying the price down the road. And so I was having this thought that I don't deserve this good thing that's happened. And then I was able to take it to my journal and take it to prayer. And I was just reminded that despite anything good I do, anything bad I do, I am not those things, that I am good in and of myself. I am good on my own. I am enough because I'm here. I'm enough because I'm a human being who gets the gift of existence, and that I have the right to exist. I don't know if you guys have thought about this. I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I'm just like, for my own mental organization, coming up with like these things that I believe, are just like fundamental to believe about the human person, that we have to know deep within ourselves, otherwise we crumble in some way. And a lot of it, all of it, is informed by other intelligent people that I have been listening to and learning from. And I'm just consolidating it in my own way of understanding. But one of the big things that keeps coming up is this understanding that because I believe in a higher power who I believe created me out of his own love and goodness, I have the right to exist because he says so. And that's it. Like how our parents are like, at the end of the line, if they can't come with anything else, it's just like, because I said so. I come up with all these ways of like, I'm not good enough. I don't have a right to be here. I'm just taking up space. I'm a waste of space. And then at the end of the day, if I whittle it down, what I keep coming back to is my higher power says, that is bogus because I said you are here. You don't have a say in whether or not you get to be here or not. That is my decision, and I'm standing by it, and I loved you into existence, and you are here because I said so. And it makes me laugh a little bit, but it also warms my heart because it rings of truth to me. And maybe it'll ring of truth to you too. I hope. So if I leave you with nothing else, because this has been a bit of a wandering share, I want you to know that you are good, you are enough, and you matter. Not because of anything you've done or haven't done, but simply because you exist. And with that, I pass. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you feel that mindset coaching could help you on your 12-step journey, please feel free to reach out and find me at catholicmindsetcoaching.com. But more than that, it's important to me to give listeners like yourself a place where you do not need to feel alone on your 12-step journey. And for that reason, I've created a Facebook group. It's called Grateful Blessed Mess. And it's a place where listeners can go to add their own commentary on the share for the day, in addition to my own, and for us just to have a conversation or start a back and forth where people can find support in their 12-step journey. This is not a replacement for 12-step work. This is something outside of the 12 steps. It is simply something that has a heart for the 12 steps and those who are in it. And so, welcome. If you are here, chances are you may also be a bit of a mess. And I hope that you can learn to find some gratitude in the blessings that have come from your messes.